And then a couple of artists approached you to make hits for them. You've made a couple of hits for some people. When did that start happening?
I think along the same time that I was working with Lady Zamar, I think just before actually my melody dropped is when I met somebody. Somebody actually used to work at what's that radio station? There's another radio station in Pitori. Campus radio station. He used to work for, and he did like an interview. We did an interview together, and he came to my house. He was obviously looking for music as well. He wanted to job, and I think I actually gave him a song that had Lady Zamar on it.
Okay.
Initially, but he never dropped it. I don't know, and it was a fire song. No, you give me it.
It will actually fire.
So along the same, so I started working with him a bit. He wanted music, and I would just chill with him now and then. And after the whole Lady Zamar period ended, I started working with him full time on his project.
For sure,
on his project. And the very first song we did was Aye Babe. Which was dope.
Did
dope
really
track.
well.
And the second one I think was Monatempolai. Yeah, it was a big song.
Big song.
It was a huge. I think, and actually, Global Citizen made it huge.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a big song, you know. And obviously after that, then I worked on his whole album. His first. I'm not sure actually it's not his first album, but I would call it his first studio album.
Yeah.
Because he dropped an album before, but the first one was produced by myself.
Yeah. Monatempolai did crazy things, like you say. Casper, and that Global Citizen. How does that make you feel? Because in my head, had your relationship with Lady Zamar continued, could have probably been you guys up there.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So sometimes, no matter how naive you want to be and say I do not want the spotlight like that, but I think about it sometimes, like it possibly could have been us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And look, sometimes I think about where we could have been right now, or where personally I could have been right now. You know, musically, had things worked out. You know, it's crazy, dog. You know, but life.
Do you think that holds you back? Because you've done a lot of work. I mean, you've worked. Who's this guy? Botebe, you've done beats for Botebe, the Low Keys, all of that. But I feel like your heart's still stuck on that.
Musically, yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying musically,
and I think for me personally, that is the most important part of my life.
Yeah,
that is my life.
Sure,
you know what I mean. And if anybody does anything with that part of my life, it stays with me.
Yeah,
there's a few things that are very important to me in my life, but not more of them are more important than the music to me.
Yeah.
I think the only person that's more important in my life than music is my son.
Your son, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's almost as important as music is almost as important as him, because I have a song about him that we dropped on Cotton Candy.
Yeah.
And if you listen to that song was written by Lady Zamar.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't write anything on that song.
Yeah.
And she spoke about my son, dog. And when you move away from a situation like that, it just leaves like a bitter taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a difficult one. You're somebody who's been really patient, actually. I mean, after that Lady Zamar thing, obviously went back into the background, bedroom producer. You start doing events, DJ somebody comes through. I don't know, not respond. You put out all these hits. For me, that could build your confidence to be like, you know what? Now I can start pushing again, right?
Yeah.
But you still took your time.
Yeah.
What would you say to a producer who's coming up right now? Because I know for a fact, if you're somebody who's pushing and that happens, it breaks your spirit. It's hard to come back, right? And with today's producers, it's always about the next hit.
Yeah. Yo, dog. Especially with what's happening right now.
TikTok and all of that.
like the shelf life, yeah, music, yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's, bro, it's like you release a hit song today, and within a month, there's another hit song.
Sure.
Everybody has forgotten about that one.
Yeah.
Actually, a month is too long, dog. Like, these kids are dropping music every single day, and it's crazy. And you know, for me, that it brings me to the album that I'm gonna drop later on in the year.
Yeah.
I decided to stop chasing, and if any producer would listen to anything that I have to say, is you must stop chasing.
Yeah.
Because when you chase trends, right, you can never really create anything that your core or your heart or whatever God has given you as a talent to do. You will never do it because you're always trying to catch on to what everybody else is doing.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So you need to stop for a while. You need to stop for a while and make music. There's certain music as a producer that when you make and when you listen to it alone, it makes you happy.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And it makes your soul happy, and you feel like, wow, you feel content. Like, did I actually do this?
Yeah.
That's the music that you should focus on.
Yeah.
You know, as much as we want to eat and, you know, be relevant and be on TikToks and get this and get all these gigs, create the music that you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
And that type of music, look, it will always take time for people to sort of accept it or to love it. But once they do, you will have it forever.
Sure.
You know, like, don't deviate. Don't try. Look, I'm guilty of this. There's nobody on earth that's more guilty of this than me.
Yeah.
It has taken me close to 10 years to figure that out. I can't believe that it took me that long.
Yeah.
Something so simple, you know?
Yeah.
Something so simple as stick to what your soul feels, you know?
Yeah.
But I got it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a guy that actually listens to Blue Six, right? Gave us Boom Mamelodi and all of that. You just spoke now about trends. You drop a hit today, TikTok brings another one, there's another hit next week. I've watched so many documentaries about Amapiano. I've read so much about Amapiano. Your name comes up a lot there. What role would you say you played in that trend, Amapiano?
Honestly speaking, you know, the funny thing about that is that in Amapiano, there's always a break. Haven't you noticed that? There's always a part in every single song that it just stops. And people think like, hey, man, is the song over?
Yeah, yeah.
You've noticed that, right?
Sure.
There's a lot of songs like that.
For sure.
When was the first time you heard a break? Because the first time, honestly speaking, that I heard a break on a song like that was on Mamelodi.
Sure.
Am I wrong?
I don't know.
So, okay. I don't want to talk about who I am. You know what but what I'm trying to say is that I definitely influenced a couple of people.
Yeah.
People might not admit it, you know what I mean? But my sound definitely influenced a couple of people. And there is nobody that can claim that they started Amapiano, because I used to keep, I don't know how should I put it, but I used to keep like a recollection of where sound is going.
Sure.
And I remember this vividly, dog. I remember this. Because in the beginning, there was, in the street, I'm talking about street music now.
Yeah, yeah.
Ronald Bakadi. Bakadi ya chencha, yaba broken beats a bit. Broken beats ya chencha, haba sounding where we just go busa Pitori.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Bo MRD, bo pencil, twara. That music changed, right? It changed and it became more musical. They still had the same drums, but they had a lot of piano playings and chords and stuff like that. Yeah. Right? And from there was this bass that was introduced. And the bass, the bass actually changed everything.
Lock drum.
That lock drum.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure who can say, look, I'm the one that did it first. I can only tell you of who I heard it from first. Yeah. And that's why people always get it wrong. Because people always say, no, Gimang Mama, but that's who they heard it first from. Yeah. Do you understand what I mean? And it all depends on how quick at that time you got the music. Yeah. You have no idea. It could have been some other brew from wherever that did it first, but you had no access to their music. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I heard it first on some other guy called, what's his name? TRP.
TRP.
Yeah. That's the first time I heard the log drum actually. From.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
He kills it, eh?
I know he's too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's too much. And unfortunately, I'm not sure if I say unfortunately. Like a lot of people are not also exposed to him, but he's amazing, dog.
Yeah.
You know, he's amazing.
You're right, actually. A lot of his music is, you know.
Yeah.
Unless he's got one of two with some of the bigger names, and then you see featuring, but him himself.
That guy is amazing, though. Yeah. In terms of production, I rate him a lot.
Yeah.
I rate him a lot. Yeah.
All right. Are you ever gonna give us a piano song? Like in the lock drum, a chang strong.
Hey, Joe. I'm not sure.
Hey man, you don't got the piano, so.
No, I do, and I produce. Look, my EP, the EP
no,
that's
you
dropping
for other
now.
people. I'm just
No, okay.
I'm not talking about somebody, hear something. I'm
Yeah.
Boy. I'm saying for you.
Eish, dog. There is some song on this EP that I'm dropping that has a log drum.
Yeah.
But most of the log drums, I use log drum in almost every single of my song, every single song, but I hide it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
I hide it. And
why do you do that?
Because I'm a producer, and as a producer, the first thing that you must know that bass should not be heard; it should be felt.
Yeah.
So I don't want it to knock like how a log drum should knock.
Yeah.
So I bring it. I make it more lower,
sure,
so that you feel it more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think with most of my songs, especially like if I want people to really, dance, that I always make sure that the bass is like right up there, but it's very low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like you're too technical with your music? And I actually thought of this as you're talking, because how the bass must be felt and not,
Yeah.
Yeah. Rona fruity re lena mo strateng.
Yeah. I think, and that is something that I've been running from all my life.
Yeah.
Like the technical side of music. But it's back now.
Yeah.
In full force. Full force. I really can't wait for people to actually hear that album that I'm gonna drop on. It embodies everything that I've learned throughout my whole life.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because with music you get influenced. I know we've been talking about influence a lot. Yeah. You get influenced by a lot of things, a lot of people, a lot of sounds that come and go. And that is a recollection of everything that I've picked up.
Yeah.
In my whole career. But it's musical.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's where Amapiano eventually is gonna land.
Yeah.
Everybody's taking their own different direction now in Amapiano, A lot of the guys are doing more soulful, Some guys are adding a little bit of tech into it.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting thing to see,
What did you think when Amapiano started becoming popular with the vulgar lyrics and all of that?
Hey, that period. I wish that period we can just erase it a bit. It was a rough period, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Kabza probably was the one that did the most with Licheza.
Sure.
When it comes to that part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because everybody was trying to copy that style.
Yeah, everybody was trying to
I'm sure everyone like, okay, this works. Let's,
Yeah, everybody started putting words and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And chants. But I think most of these things are like, when you're a DJ or a producer, whatever, you get to a gig and you're playing. While you're playing, there are people that are chanting things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And sometimes you hear this and you're like, but this is a song.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
You get to studio, you get somebody to redo it.
Yeah.
And it becomes very popular because this is what people are saying on the streets already.
Yeah.
So I think that's what happened with that whole phase, in our career of doing, these vulgar songs and stuff like that.
But as Funuglale Makai, somebody took that and made a hate out of it.
Yo.
It became,
Bro.
Getting to know Junior Taurus. He's got a EP coming out later this year until September. He's got a song that you worked on for 12 years, you said?
Yeah, more than 10 years.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Yo, let's quickly touch on Back to Love, ne? Kyla. Relationship ya Lena Tomava.
Where did I meet Kyla for the first time? Like I've always known Kyla. I remember now.
Yeah.
DJ somebody came with Kyla to my place.
Okay.
To work on his project. And it was late at night, dog. And I'm they were from a gig or something like that. And he recorded 2 songs, right? But those 2 songs, nothing ever happened. It was like little verses.
Okay.
You recorded a verse here, a verse there, and that's how it ended. But me and him exchanged numbers that day. And fast forward to a couple of years later, DJ somebody wanted him on his album for a song, which I produced. I think it was Piggy Piggy, if I'm not mistaken, with Casper. And after that, I sent him a beat. I sent him like a couple of beats, actually, right? And I remember he came to my spot and we recorded a couple of songs. And I think we took a trip to I'm not sure where we were going, but it was a very short trip. And I gave him some beat on his phone to play in his car. I'm like, yo, listen to this beat real quick. And he started singing Settle Down to that beat, like exact words, you know what I mean? And that's how actually the song came out. Like that's how Settle Down came out. Like he started just freestyling to the song in the car. And we recorded Settle Down.
Sure.
Yeah.
And people thought Settle Down is about you. You wanted to settle
down.
It's interesting.
Nah. It's actually his song.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually his song. And it's a very dope song though. And I think Kyla is an amazing artist.
Because it's also Happy For You.
Yeah, also Happy For You. There's a couple of songs that we actually have that are amazing. Like he's very, very, very amazing as well.
Yeah.
You know, man, he's a crazy, crazy, crazy amazing artist.
Did you know Vocalistic before he became Vocalistic?
Yeah. Funny story. A friend of mine, me and a friend of mine co-own a recording company called City Records. We've been having it for a long time. We started in 2006.
Yeah.
In my bedroom.
Sure.
In studio.
Yeah.
So there was a artist development situation that was handled by Homecoming Events, if I'm not mistaken. And
those guys love you actually. Homecoming, but anyway,
Bruce. But they book everybody, you know, like, and that's a dope thing about Bokatla or Livo, like they really put on the city. Sure. You know, the dope thing. Yeah. So he was coming up in this development, and I think he won some competition, whatever. And Cap City Records was there to sort of channel him into the music industry.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But he worked hand in hand most of the time with this business partner man called Tshepo, and that's how I met him.
Yeah.
Because we had to drop his single.
Sure.
At that time.
Yeah.
And the single did not actually do that well with placement. Radio sampling did not pick it up as much as it should have picked it up.
Yeah.
At that time, he had a slogan, hey, yeah, go straight. It was that time, yeah. So after that, I worked on, there's an EP that he dropped with Major League.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I engineered that EP.
Okay.
The whole EP, actually.
Yeah.
And reworked, I think I reworked one of the songs. I'm not sure if it's Scuffteen, but one of the songs that I reworked. Yeah. And from there, he just took off. Yeah, well, I sent him a beat actually, and I'm like, yo, please. Actually, I think I sent him a different beat, and he recorded it at his place, and he sent me vocals back, but I just didn't feel that beat. when he sent it back, I'm like, no, these vocals are too dope for that beat. Let me look for another beat, you know.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was trying. Also, you see, that's the problem. Also, I was trying to now keep up with the trend.
Yeah.
At that time. You know, and that's why I would be like, no, let me get a beat that's more faster, that's more, because I'm trying to keep up, and I shouldn't have done that.
Sure.
You know, I should have just done something that, you know, that I felt. Yeah. But it was a dope track, nonetheless. You know, dope lyrics.
Were you proud of Back to Love, the EP?
There are moments. There are moments about it. You know, I can never really be proud with any song that I've dropped in a long time. I always find mistakes in my music. Yeah. And I think it happens to a lot of producers, I might think. You know, people we overthink. Like sometimes I could hear the song and I'm like, oh, why did I do that? You know? Why did I put that there? I shouldn't have done this. But look, I think I've learned most of these things. I have no idea why it took me such a long time. Like, you know, it's like when you are going through a situation and the answer is just there in front of your eyes, but you hardly you don't see it because you're so focused on other things, you know. But Back to Love, it's dope. There's a few tracks in there that I really, really like, you know. But yeah.
Do you think, as we obviously about to wrap it up, that your personality trait that put out a song after we Mamela, now you're finding all these mistakes? Do you think that's the reason you've been working on one song for over 10 years?
Yes. Yeah.
Every day or emara kiki asiyon.
Yeah,
It's
you
also
find. Yeah.
Next thing, nah, this melody.
It's not the one.
A
Next
week
thing,
later, you know.
these chords are not the one.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens. But there are certain musicians that I have been blessed to meet recently that have really put everything in a beautiful perspective for me. Like they've like sort of given me the confidence to say, nah, but this is, you know, it's the one.
Yeah.
And they've played like certain roles in the songs that are just things that I was missing. Yeah. So I think that part for now is gone with the music that I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Personally, I think there is no doubt at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Do you still make music for people?
I still do. The last production that I did was for a DJ called DJ Venom. He put out a song called Showboy. It has a lot of features on, you know, 25K. Ricky is on the song. So that was the last one that I did. Yeah. They just dropped Sondela. Yeah. So the one before Sondela is called Showboy.
Sure.
Yeah, I produced that track.
Yeah.
Probably came out like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So I still do.
And the energy wise, if I come to you today, I said, I want a piano hit. You're not on that wave when you're working on Until September. How does that affect you in terms of energy in studio? Because I get more and I'm looking for something for end of May. You know?
I can't do it though.
Yeah.
I can't do it. And funny enough, there's some other close DJ friend of mine. He's always asking me for a beat. Simple. I can get a jump, because that's why the manager so.
Yeah.
He's always been asking me for a beat, like, and I mentally I'm not there. Like I'm trying to create something, and I don't want to stop.
Sure.
Because it's gonna really, I don't want to relapse and now try and focus on these log drums. Yeah. So I always try and maybe listen to like beats that I did a long time ago and maybe hear if it's something that he would like, but it's so time consuming though. Like right now I really want to focus on creating music that has a longer shelf life that can last, you know, more than a month, you know. And look, music is a powerful thing, dog.
Sure.
You know, and it's crazy, especially when you get these Spotify reports that your music has, you know, you created a new or you've heard for the first time in this country, and you're like, you never even, there are countries that I don't even know that existed, but people are listening to the music there.
Sure.
So it always, and like I always ask myself, like, you know, what is if somebody had to ask me like, yo, how would you like people to remember you musically? You know, like I would not know what to say. Yeah. Because I feel like my music has been all over the place, you know, for the last couple of years, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm really trying to put it together right now, so that I can formulate an answer that, you know, I can be proud of and say, you know, listen, if you ever want to remember me, listen.
This is it.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
We want to remember you until September, so let's get into it and break it down, right? Let's start with the song that took over 10 years. What is it called? Is it done? Who's on it?
Oh yeah. Just to clarify a bit. So, Until September is an EP that I'm dropping now.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I'm dropping it now. It has dope songs in there.
Yeah.
But they are also sort of like halfway. It's like kidding. They're just dope songs. They're just dope songs.
Mistake.
Yeah, I would feel like they have mistakes.
No, I could hear you. How might feel? Okay, yeah.
You know, that's a problem with being when you're producing.
Sure.
Before the song comes out, you've already heard it like 100 times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah. So I'm dropping Until September now. It's a 5-track EP.
Okay.
It has dope vocalists inside as well. Una Rams is in there.
Oh, nice.
There's a lady that I also discovered. She stays in Germiston. Her name is Sinetemba. Very dope.
Yeah.
Amazing. So yeah, that's that, right?
Yeah.
And I call it Until September. I'm basically saying, this is the last type of music that I do until September.
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean?
No, I guess
so
you.
September, I'm dropping an album called Memoirs. It's like a recollection of my life, my musical life.
Yeah.
And that album, I probably have 2 songs left to do on it.
Okay.
Every other track is done. Yeah, and it's sounding amazing.
It's May now. You think you have 2 songs, but I can tell you a couple of them will change.
No, I don't think I'll.
This conversation.
No. Let me tell you something. Like, that's why I can speak on it with such confidence.
Yeah.
Until September, because there are no mistakes on those songs.
Yeah.
There are no mistakes, and actually, there's one mistake. Let me tell you. There's some other song called. The title track is called Memoirs, no?
Yeah.
Every time I export the song from the software, right? Every time I export it, it always has static white noise. That is the title track. Can you imagine
What's
that?
wrong with your software?
Sometimes I think it's just higher power, because that song is perfect, and that is the most perfect song I've done my whole life.
Yeah.
So if people like to say, hey, what's your greatest song? That song is the greatest song I've ever done. But every single time I export it, it has white noise in the beginning, like a little bit like shh.
And you don't know where it comes from?
Dog, I've exported more than 10 times.
No, zipa right and kenya mo motšhining o mongwe.
Hey, dog, like I can't understand. Like such a perfect song.
Yeah.
But I think I'm just gonna take it out like that.
With that white noise.
Yeah.
Make it seem like it's part of the song.
No, it is what it is right now, because it's a perfect song.
Well,
but
make it seem like it's
still,
planned and it's not planned.
But it still has. For me, it means like, regardless of how perfect I think things are, there are always imperfections.
Yeah.
And I sometimes you just need to accept it. In life.
Yeah. All right. Until September, dropping soon. We'll wait for that, and then wait for Memoirs.
Yeah.
Hopefully nothing will change on that, but knowing you, a couple of things might change.
No, nothing's gonna change.
Since now the album is almost done,
yeah.
Can we now approach you and ask you for music? Because a lot of producers, vocalists, watch these kind of things, and some of them have been admiring your work from far.
Yeah.
And you're not a social media guy.
Yeah.
Probably sent you a DM on my 2020. Still today you haven't read it.
Ish.
Yeah,
it's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm always open for vocalists.
Yeah.
See, like vocalists,
artists,
writers.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm always available for people that have a calling in music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and people that have an open ear.
Yeah.
Because sometimes somebody will be like, "Yo, please send me a beat," and you send them, and they just don't reply because it's something that they did not feel.
Yeah.
But sometimes, especially with me, if you're asking for a beat from me, whatever I send you, work on it, because I guarantee you what you're hearing will not be the final product. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. So
because this is the song.
Yeah, because it's different when you are sending somebody a beat than when you are in studio with somebody.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you're in studio, you can sort of feel like this person's energy. You can sort of feel like where they want to take their career or their music, which direction they want to go, and you can make them something tailored specifically for them. So when I'm sending you a beat, I send that because you're a vocalist. I'm just saying, just record on this so that I hear your idea, so that I can rework it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's good. And then lastly, just to wrap it up, you're a businessman who's building an empire for his son. What kind of businesses are you into?
Other businesses.
And everybody, secretive guy.
Dog, let me tell you something. Your business life, me personally, I keep that a secret.
Yeah.
Private life.
Yeah.
And it's important for me because there are certain elements of what I do that should not be known. There are certain things about my life that are just
why
for me.
That?
That's how it should be.
But why?
But that's how it should be, guys. Am I wrong? There's certain things about you that you don't want anybody to know.
No, I'm an open book. Nah. Everything is out there.
Nah. For me, nah. I know. Like, nah, you know, especially when it comes to that, because I also want to protect it in a way.
Yeah.
Because when people don't know about certain things, they only know what they see.
Sure.
And it's, for me, it's okay for people to take me like, I know, get DJ.
Yeah,
and that's dope.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of stress though.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
But once people start learning, hey, this guy actually does this, or he's into this, and it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
You know, people start judging you different, or, you know.
And they'll be entitled because as a public figure,
yeah,
they own you. So
no, definitely, yeah. There is like minimum privacy when you are in a public space.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's some other guy that I once heard is like, if you take a public position, then know for a fact that people should know everything about you. But not me. No, I don't think I'm the one, my boy.
Meauchi?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for coming through. All the best. Until September, definitely we'll check it out.
Yeah.
But memoirs for me, definitely. I want to hear this song in 10 years. More than anything. That's the song.
Can you imagine making one song for 10 years?
Exactly. For all these years.
You know, just to wrap it up real quick of how dope it's going to be, of how dope the songs is.
Yeah.
When I was still in primary, I had a melody, right? A dope melody that just came up in the morning while attending class. Do you know that I kept that melody ringing in my head up until I went home so I can go and record it? That should tell you how very patient I am.
For sure.
So the whole day I'm talking to people, but it's still
there's this thing here.
And with ideas, with melodies, once you start becoming distracted, you will forget it real quick. But because back then there was no phones, I couldn't record. I had to hum it the whole day. So how dope do you think this memoir is gonna be, though?
And then Batswadi felt you need a computer to go study computer science. Hey, man, it's sometimes.
But I think parents, honestly, they just want you to have something to fall back on.
For sure.
Yeah, I think for them personally, because we grew up in different times. You know, they grew up in tough times, and they know for a fact that you need something to. Music. What is music to them? I mean, music is an entertainment. They don't understand how you can make money from music, though.
Yeah, music is brand fast.
Yeah,
anybody else is like, who?
Yeah, no.
But G, thanks a lot, man.
All right, thank you so much, Keith.
His name is Junior Taurus. Do check it out. His EP, it's out right now. It's called Until September. Dope songs on it. The album is coming in September. There's that song with White Noise, first of all. So if you hear a bit of White Noise, we don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
But then, over 10 years, one song. That's the one I want to hear. Thanks for watching, man.
Thank you so much.